All right, welcome to the PNJ Show, Season 2, Episode 1. This is our NFL uh, season preview. Um, I guess I'll kick it off first. First, we're going to talk about the preseason recap. Of course, will be talking about the Vikings. Preston will be talking about the Steelers. I'll go first since I got a little bit more to talk about, or at least based off notes. The Vikings went in the preseason, went 1-2. They beat the Texans and then lost to the Patriots and the Titans back to back. Uh, Preseason records don't really matter. 0-16 Browns went undefeated in the preseason, so they don't matter much. Basically, the whole preseason for the Vikings, the first game was so JJ McCarthy could go out there for a drive, see how he was doing, and from my point of view, it looked like he understood the offense well, was reading things good, um, reacting good to pressure. Did he do a whole bunch of stuff that he's going to do in the regular season? No, because the Vikings don't want to put that tape out there. Understandable. He looked good though. Did he look fantastic, unstoppable? No, but he's essentially a rookie in the second year. Um, the team overall, the defense is the strong suit, specifically in the trenches. The D tackles, the edge rushers looked fucking amazing. Even against the reps in the preseason against like starters, they're just that is like the team's strong suit. The secondary looked a little rough, but this is basic NFL defense. They didn't have any of Brian Flores' like insane schemes to give them a little bit of help because they're not going to show that during the preseason. So right now, I'm a little worried, about the corners, but that's just because they're unproven other than Byron Murphy. But I got faith, and the team looked good overall. The biggest part of the preseason was finding out who's going to be the backup quarterback. Brett Rippon had the advantage of being on the Vikings for like 2 years, and he lost because he was a bomb. Max Brosmer, University of Minnesota, was fighting him for that position to be quarterback 3 with Brett Rippon. Now, Sam Howell was also in that conversation before he got traded, but I thought Sam Howell was a bum. He looked horrible, but they weren't going to make Max Brosmer the QB2 because you don't want your QB1 and 2 both not having too much NFL experience. So that's why they traded him away for it was him and a 6th-round pick, but for 2 6th-round picks, crazy value. Eagles really just fucking around, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And then we signed Carson Wentz, which as a backup, I'll take it. He's on the minimum. And yeah, Preston.
All right. So pretty uneventful preseason for the Steelers. We went 2-1, but for the most part, this team got older, and with getting older, there's a lot of guys who don't really play in the preseason. I mean, notably, Aaron Rodgers didn't play a single snap. DK Metcalf, I believe, also didn't play a single snap, and then guys like TJ Watt maybe played a snap. Like, there's a lot of guys who sat out, so not much to glean from starters and impactful new additions. I mean, Ramsey played a little bit, did all right, but nothing to really sink your teeth into. So just in terms of maybe some of the depth guys that impressed or proved enough to stay on the roster, Scotty Miller, that's a veteran receiver. You'll probably remember him from his days with Tom Brady and the Bucs. He showed enough to stay on this team. He'll probably earn a roster spot. Granted, I believe they are actively doing it, and I agree with it. They are shopping for receivers right now as people make cuts and people become available for trade. It would make a lot of sense for the Steelers to add another receiver. But I also thought Roman Wilson, who, like a J.J. McCarthy, is essentially a rookie this year. He was injured the vast majority of last season, so really didn't get to play or prove himself at all. He showed flashes this preseason. Like we all said, it's preseason though, so everything's with a grain of salt. Some of the guys who impressed me a bit more deeper down the roster that I'm very happy with, Yaya Black, a 6'5", 330-pound 5th-round pick out of Iowa, had a very good preseason in the middle of the defense as a D tackle, ate up lanes, had 2 sacks in the final preseason game against the Panthers. He's impressed and played better than I think most people thought he would at this point in his development. And with our first-round pick, Derek Harmon, getting hurt in the 3rd preseason game, which I guess that's probably the biggest thing, turned out okay. He left on a stretch. He got carted out crying, so we all thought the worst. But now they're saying it's a strain, and he'll maybe miss a game or 2 at most. So a lot better than we initially thought. Still sucks, but yeah, he should be back by like week 3, week 4 at the worst. But Yaya can take advantage of that, actually, and probably get a few more reps in these early games. I think he's already impressed me more than some of the guys who've been sitting on this roster for like 4 or 5 years now, like the Isaiah Loudermilks of the world, who I've grown tired of, to be honest. Rookie Jack Sawyer also did all right. I think we knew that he wasn't going to have the pass rushing prowess some of these other guys, but did well on run defense. He had 2 TFLs the final game against the Panthers. Plus, he's being asked to be our 4th edge rusher, so I'm sure he'll be fine overall. Some of the new guys played a little bit, like I said. So, who was it? Sorry.
You could be.
The safety we got from the Browns. That's gonna make me angry. He didn't play Thornhill. Juan Thornhill had a huge hit game 1 against the Jaguars that I think was pretty memorable. Darnell Washington, the tight end, had a good game against the Jaguars too. That first one when we actually played a bit of our starters. Obviously, there's 2 tight ends ahead of him now on the depth chart, but I would not be surprised at all if he still gets used a decent amount, especially given that he's built like an extra offensive tackle out there. Overall, pretty uneventful. I mean, Rudolph, I guess you could say it's kind of interesting that Mason Rudolph might have been outplayed by Skylar Thompson, but I think the truth is we didn't get to see Will Howard at all, so there's not much conversation with quarterback. I have a feeling we will shop Skylar and see if anyone's willing.
Rosters drop tomorrow, so
yeah, and see if anyone's willing to take him, or we just cut him and we go with you. Do the smart thing. A lot of teams do this. Young guys, your quarterback 3. And then a vet like Mason Rudolph, who you know and who's been in the system already, as your quarterback too. So, yeah, there's not much else to it. Nothing crazy. Like there wasn't some UDFA that popped up or like he's going to be starting for us or anything. But pretty run-of-the-mill preseason where we didn't get to see a lot. Just happy we're relatively healthy and Harmon's injury wasn't as bad as it was. Are you wanting to hit on any other teams' preseasons?
I just want to add one thing for the Vikings. Just because this was a topic, is that because Jordan Addison would be out for the first 2 games due to a DUI or DWI, something like that, whatever, that the Vikings, their receiver depths would move up a little bit, at least for the first games, because it would be Justin Jefferson and then Jalen Naylor as wide receiver 3 going to 2, and then the depth. The preseason was who would be like the final spots of the depth. And Naylor looked like he really, no pun intended, but nailed it, that he would be like at least a suitable wide receiver 2, especially with TJ Hawkinson being fully healthy. He's also like an offensive threat. Yeah. And the Vikings might run it a little bit more, adding Jordan Mason as well as having Aaron Jones again. But Naylor looks like he has something in his hand is either like broken or it's like sprained, so he might be out for a game or 2 himself. So the Vikings were like, yikes, because they didn't see someone to like fill in for Addison for 3 games. Now they might need Naylor to be filled in. And yeah, we drafted a wide receiver type Felton. Not sold on him yet, but he is a 5th round rookie, so what can I say? No, a 3rd, 4th round, I think. I can't.
Jackson Dart was notable, I think, in terms of rookies, just off the top of my head. He had a good preseason. Not that it always translates, but he did pretty good, probably better than some people might have thought.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really didn't watch other teams' preseasons very closely.
I got to see a little bit of Cam Ward because the Vikings played the Titans. And based off what I was hearing from his first 2 preseason games, he was horrible. I mean, he looked all right. I mean, for being behind the Titans' O-line and Titans' weapons, he looked all right, which is better than – I mean, it's what you want. You want him to at least not look – the thing is, he was, like, afraid to take risks and stuff, which I guess you kind of don't want your quarterback to go crazy in the season. But in the preseason, like, go for it, man. It's the preseason. That's the only thing I have to say.
Yeah. It's really tough. Like I said, preseason, you also deal with the fact that everyone's offenses and everyone's defenses are calling the games as vanilla as they can. So it's base defenses, nothing fancy with the play calls either. You're not showing any other team anything for the regular season. So that's another element of like wait and see. If you're worried about a guy on your team, just wait and see. Preseason's good for figuring out the bottom of your roster. That's about it.
It's basically to figure out for your 53-man roster. It's basically filling in those last 5-6 slots. That's basically what it is. So yeah, that's our season recap. Moving on, we got our division predictions. We're gonna be starting with the
South. Is that what you said?
Nope. I'm trying to see how our format this. We'll stick with this. Yeah, we're gonna be starting with the AFC South. While I read mine, I'm gonna remove you so I'm the full screen, but I'll add you back. We're starting with the AFC South. We're going to be going 4th to 1st. I got the Titans at 4, then the Colts, then the Texans, and I'm all in on the Jags.
Well, Jesus is all in on being wrong, so I have the Titans 4th, the Colts 3rd, so we're in agreement there. This is where we switch. Jaguars 2nd, and I'm hesitant about that. I don't feel good about it at all. But Texans are for sure finishing 1st again. They're the most stable of the franchises in the AFC South.
All right, time for some discourse. I only don't have faith on the Texans because CJ Stroud lost me a little bit last year, but I still believe in him. But that O-line got worse, and they traded away some of their weapons. So we'll see. Now, they don't have to do super amazing to get first. They might just need
the AFC South we're talking about.
Yeah, 9 wins might be enough.
Yeah, but we're in agreement on the top 2, and I assume it's for the same. It's pretty easy just to look at the quarterback situations and put those 2 teams 1 and 2.
Cam Ward, rookie, growing pains, doesn't have the best O-line, doesn't have a good.
Because even if Trevor Lawrence hasn't lived up to that number 1 pick, even if Lawrence hasn't lived up to being a number 1 pick, he is still better than Daniel Jones, and he's still better than a rookie Cam Ward.
Yeah.
So
I think
they added some guys. I mean, it's a new coaching staff again, though. That's another bonus I give to the Texans is this is a coaching staff that will actually be there, and it's its 3rd season. There's stability in Houston, and so I trust them more when it comes down to it. A lot of these teams are just weird or are just straight up bad or just really unstable. So to me, it's Texans for sure, number 1. And then it really wouldn't shock me at all. 2 through 4, I would not be surprised regardless. You could tell me that Cam Ward has a good year and they jump up in the standings again. You could tell me Daniel Jones actually plays pretty decent and they stay up in the standings. You can tell me the Jaguars disappoint yet again. Like, none of it would shock me with the AFC South.
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence has at least proved that he's starter worthy. Is he like all-star or Pro Bowler? Sorry, wrong sport. Probably not. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah.
He was able to make a big. They were the ones that they made their comeback on the Chargers, right? That was crazy. In the playoffs.
Was that the playoff game? Yeah. Long time.
Moving on.
Maybe I'm mixing up years. I just remember them in the playoffs once.
Yeah, no, I just remember that because when we left to go, because we were gonna meet up to eat somewhere. When we left, the Chargers were winning like by almost 20, and then we got there and we got seated, and we drove like 30 minutes from where we were gonna go eat. And when we looked at the TV, the Jags had just taken the lead. And we were like, what the fuck? It was crazy. All right. Moving on to the AFC West. I got the Raiders in 4th, the Chargers in 3rd, the Broncos at 2, and the Chiefs, yet again, winning the AFC West.
Okay. So I don't have it very different this time around. I will say, just for everyone else's sake, last season, the Chiefs were 1st, Chargers 2nd, Broncos 3rd, Raiders 4th. And I am actually going to keep that order. So I'm going to Raiders 4th, Broncos 3rd, Chargers 2nd, Chiefs 1st. So we just swapped the Chargers and Broncos, basically. So
Yeah, I just think them losing the Chargers losing. Oh my God!
sorry, didn't you put the Chargers? Did you put the Chargers second, or did you put
I
them
put them
third?
third.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Broncos showed last year like, whoa, there's something here. At least
Yeah.
the defense is really good, and I think the offense another year gelling together. Bo Nix, I was hating because he was old. I was like, man, we don't know, but hey, maybe college experience matters. We know that definitely mattered in Indianapolis,
Yes.
and but I just I don't think the Raiders are going to be bad. I just think that the rest of the division is just really good. Now the Chargers, I'm lower on them, mainly because they lost their Rashawn Slater, and they didn't super address their weapons situation. They got Keenan Allen back though.
They drafted Trey Harris in the second round, but I haven't heard much. We'll see how he does, but
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
sure.
silence can be good. Just because you don't hear good, don't mean it means you're not hearing bad. So,
So yeah, it's a tough division, like you said. The top three is really good, and I do think the Raiders will be markedly better than they were. I doubt they go 4-13 this time around, but it's just it's tough because the Chiefs. I mean, they went 15-2, even looking like the worst they've looked in years. So like, I just until they prove
Devil
otherwise,
magic.
I'm gonna keep putting them first. I just don't. To me, they're not marketably better than the Chargers and Broncos. But like you said, there's questions with both Chargers and the Broncos. The Broncos, you're looking at Bo Nix, and you wonder if that slump happens that you see with people like Stroud, which we talked about earlier. Just the fact their weapons still aren't greatly improved either. So it's interesting, that whole situation. Same with the Chargers, injuries and the fact that you switched up your running back room. We'll see how good Omarion Hampton is. We'll see if Najee even makes something of himself this season. It'll be interesting division overall. For sure, 2 playoff teams in there, but probably 3 if we're being honest.
Yeah, it's hard to bet against Mahomes and Andy Reid. They're just they got a really good formula, good team. No, we just need those receivers to not get hurt or injured, and they'll be as strong as they were.
So we're going east.
Yes. The AFC East. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I got the Jets at 4th, and I think they'll be a top 2 to 3 worst teams in the league. I might be hating a little. Dolphins at 3rd, Pats at 2nd, and Bills at 1st.
So this is another one where not a lot would surprise me at the bottom, but I'm actually going to go pretty much. I think I'm going the exact same. Jets 4, Dolphins 3rd, Pats 2nd, Bills 1st. But that race for the bottom, it really could be any of those teams down there.
Yeah, I just think the Jets. Look, I'm not. They hired a defensive coach again. Who knows how that'll work out? They lost DJ Reed, so they don't have that 2 cornerback like super team that they had. Their D line looks interesting. Young, yeah, inexperienced. That's the way we were saying it. I'm older than most of them, and I'm only 24. Which is it's just a little weird, like for starters. Yeah. And in general, I think I'm just hating on them. But because the Dolphins, they got no one in their cornerback.
Yeah, it's just tough because I have the Dolphins. That's true, and it's also there's just so many question marks with that team. Like they keep, for the most part, to their credit, they win like 8 to 10 games pretty consistently, but it just feels like at some point that's not going to last anymore. I feel like there's pressure on the coach and the whole team. We know about their struggles playing in cold weather, which will matter for records later in the season. Definitely. You know that you're 1 quarterback injury away from falling off the face. Like they still don't have a legit backup. Like there's not some guy who's going to step in. You're like, yeah, Mike White's going to carry this team.
It kind of was Skylar Thompson, but he's not there
anymore.
anymore.
Tua inevitably goes down again. So it's really tough with them. Same with the Jets. Listen, I'm a Steelers fan, so you can call me like resentful or something. I don't really care. Justin Fields is he's not a starting quarterback in this league. he can run a bit. That might help at the beginning, but like I assume it will start to unravel a bit. Not to mention, there's still not a great O-line on that team. There's still only one receiver to throw to. Like I don't know. People overrated the Jets for a long time. We learned that the last few years. It wasn't just because A-Rod was somehow trash now. It's because that team is bad and it's not run well and it's a new coach. So to me, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins or the Jets finish last. The Patriots, I'm putting a lot of weight onto continued growth from Drake May. The receiver core is still – I mean, Diggs is not a wide receiver one anymore. Like it's still not great. But I think having a coach in Mike Vrabel who is proven to be a good coach, like he can make you at least good. Like he did more with less sometimes with those Titans teams, I feel like. I think there might propel them to number 2 automatically. And then the Bills are the Bills, man. Like we can comment on the lack of weapons or whatever we want, but if anything, they've gotten slightly better this year with the rookies and stuff coming in, and they won 13 games last year. So like to me, they're the cream of the crop in that division by far, and it's not close.
Yeah, I think last year Josh Allen proved that as long as the receiver can get himself just a little bit of room, he can get the pass in there. Or as long as they don't have like butterfingers.
Are you seeing a recording error at the bottom?
I'm not.
Now it says uploading recordings, but it says we're still recording, so I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It just flashed on me for some reason.
Yeah, it's all good. StreamYard, live issues, we're good.
Got it.
Yeah. What's it saying? Oh yeah.
Just wrapping up the Bills.
The Bills, they're just. I mean, Josh Allen, as long as he doesn't get hurt, they'll be good. And with the Stephon Diggs, I don't think he's a wide receiver one anymore. But I think him on that team it's similar to when the Panthers got Adam Thielen for Bryce Young. Like, is this guy like an elite wide receiver? No, but he's consistent. He's a veteran and he's good. He's like the safety net. So
except Thielen and Diggs are almost opposite locker room personalities.
Yeah, that's true. I think the Pats would love to have Adam Thielen instead of Stephon, but hey, you get what you get.
But,
yeah. All right. Moving on, we got the North. Yeah, we got the North. You want to go first on this one?
If you want me to.
It's your division, dog. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to be unbiased here, and I'll explain. I guess I'll wait till I explain till after. But my 4 is the Browns again. Seems pretty obvious. My 3, Bengals again. Seems obvious to me, at least, and I'll explain it. And then to be a non-homer, and also I just generally believe this is probably how it'll go. I have the Steelers finishing second and the Ravens finishing first again.
Well. Me and Preston agree. I think the Browns are going to be the worst team in the NFL and finishing 4th in the division. Bengals 3rd, right behind them. Steelers will finish 2nd, but I think they'll be good enough to get a wild card spot. And I got the Ravens finishing 1st. So to be honest, Ravens might only get like 3 more wins, though. It won't be a lot.
That's why I think I had the Ravens first just simply because we kind of know the Ravens deal already. Like they rack up regular season wins, man. It's what they do. Mm-hmm. Like they go 13-3, they go 12-4. Like this isn't new information. They haven't I don't think they've magically fallen off a cliff. I mean, their defense isn't what it used to be. We know that, but their offense or Lamar in the run game overcompensates. The only way they fall off is if this is like Derrick Henry's fall off year and we just didn't realize it. I mean, he is old, but other than that,
he has
they still don't have a great receiver core, but it doesn't really matter. Like they figure it out on offense. They are coached well. That's undeniable in the regular season. So I just think it's the same case as always with the Ravens. They'll have a great regular season and they'll probably finish first. The Steelers, I've kept my expectations low because I've been tired of the same story with Pittsburgh every year. But it's very likely that, like you said, they make the playoffs, they squeak in again, or maybe it's a little better than squeak in. But it really won't matter until they win a playoff game. But let's just say I think they're positioned to do that. I think they are better on paper again this year than they were last year. I think people need to realize they continue to win at least 9 games with whoever is at quarterback. And I think regardless of how you feel about Aaron Rodgers personally, even this version of Rodgers is still better than any quarterback we've had post Big Ben. I think that's undeniable. I think you have another year of growth for this young O-line, including a first-round pick tackle who this is essentially his rookie year because he missed the whole season last year. You can maybe get growth out of Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson, but obviously it's undeniable DK Metcalf is still one of the league's best receivers. I don't care what people say. Like he's at least a little better than George Pickens and less of a head case for sure. He's not going to skip practices and crash out, so that helps. Plus, you'll have Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, which helps as well. The tight end room, I think it's undeniable. It's one of the best tight end rooms in the league now with the addition of Jonnu Smith to go along with your steady Pat Freiermuth and your tank in Darnell Washington. The run game, listen, I liked Najee, but the truth is losing Najee isn't that big of a deal in my opinion. And you get a rookie third-round pick in Caleb Johnson who should have a good year, and you still have your bowling ball running back in Jaylen Warren, who also should have a good year as well. The O-line got better, like I said, just through age and progression it should be. Defense, it's tough. At worst, last year I thought the defense had a bad year, and they were still a top 10 defense. They drafted multiple D linemen to kind of plug the gaps and get better at run defense. You add a corner in Jalen Ramsey, and sure, you lose Minkah, but if we're being honest, Minkah hasn't played like his 2020 self in a long time. There's like nostalgia glasses for how big he was when he first got to Pittsburgh, but he's had like 0 to 1 interception in the last 2 years. Not saying the interceptions are everything in the backfield. Obviously, there's more to it, but he feels like he got burned a lot. There's communication issues a lot. And Jalen Ramsey, he's not, the best corner in the league anymore, but he's still top 15. And you pair him with an improving Joey Porter Jr. and a Darius Slay, a veteran. It's one of the best corner rooms in the league. Your D-line is, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. You add Jack Sawyer. You had Herbig, who had 7 sacks as your third-string edge rusher last year. Like, this team is more than good enough. And I wouldn't be shocked if they got first, but if I'm being honest, the Ravens are just a regular season team, so they'll probably do it. Bengals have no defense. That's why I have them third. Browns is the Browns. That's why I have them fourth. I rambled, so
100%. I don't have anything more to add. Browns and Bengals, self-explanatory. Browns, but at least the Browns got the highest paid edge rusher, though.
The Bengals always start slow, too, so they always are behind the 8 ball. They're always like 1-3 and having to fight back, too, so that doesn't help them either.
Yeah, and the Bengals, no defense. And then they don't even want to bring back the best defender. That team, that owner, top 3 worst owners in the NFL.
Yep.
Steelers, consistent. They got a quarterback now that looks like he wants to at least prove that he still had at least one more in him. And they like you said, they've proven that they can at least get 9 wins with whoever.
Yep.
They had Justin Fields and Russ looking out there like, hey, maybe we can do something.
Yeah.
And then the Ravens, to throw a quick NBA analogy, the Ravens to me remind me a lot about the Clippers.
Yeah.
In the season, they look really good. They're doing some things. They beat some good teams, and people are like, hey, this is the year. Maybe this year they do good. And then they get in the playoffs. Wah, wah, wah. Hey, man, it is what it is. I like Lamar Jackson. But
they make the playoffs, and they're like, hey, you know what we should do? Let's just not use Derrick Henry anymore. That's what we should do.
God, hey, man. It is what it is, I guess. We're moving on to the NFC. We finished the AFC, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we will start in the NFC South. I'll go first. I got the Saints 4th, Falcons 3rd, Buccaneers at 2, and give me the Panthers at 1.
Yeah, this dude's crazy. Saints 4th. That's universal. We all agree on that. Oh, this one's tough. Panthers 3rd, but better than 5-12. I think they do improve. Give me the Bucs 2nd, and give me the Falcons, who you put 3rd. I have them 1st this year. How about that?
Hey, man, someone's got to be critical. Me. Okay, it's easy to say they're bad. Their salary cap is insane. They're paying Kamara way too much money.
You're relying on inexperienced quarterbacks, no matter if it's Rattler or the rookie. Shuck. And if it's Rattler, that spells bad for Shuck too anyway. So it's, you know. But yeah, I think
the only reason.
So you have the Why do you have the Falcons third? Let's just start there. I'm
hating.
Okay.
I don't think Penix is good. Mainly, that's the main thing. I don't think Penix is good. Now, I don't think Kirk is that much more of an improvement. At least Penix is young. And look, their defense, it's slowly starting to get there. They finally have like a little bit of a pass rush, but I don't trust their secondary. And on the offense, look, Bijan, he's good or whatever, but
Xavier Watts.
I don't know, man. I gotta see it to believe it.
Simmons.
But I'm mainly hating. I got the. Oh, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just give my spew on the Falcons, I guess, briefly. Like you, obviously, this division, we know what it is. It's always a mess. Anyone can win it. The Bucs have kind of proven to be the most stable team, and that's why they've won it the most times. But I think the Falcons, you get another year of Penix, who gets to know he's the starter from the jump this time around. You get one of the, in my opinion, okay, there's Notre Dame bias involved with Xavier Watts, but I think objectively he's a good safety, and people tell you that. But paired with Simmons, who we all know is one of the league's best safeties, I think that gives him one of the best safety rooms for sure in the division, but maybe even in the league. You add AJ Terrell is still a very, very good corner. Now, to be fair, I don't know who their corner 2 is or anything like this at the moment, but I think to me it was just as simple as I thought they were pretty solid last year, but they were lacking in their key area. They were lacking was pass rush. So what do? They double dip in the first round with edge rushers, and they take Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. And so I feel like that alone is enough to – I feel like they get slightly over the hump to become a team that's good enough. And now, let's be fair here. By first, I still think they're gonna be like a 10 or 11 win team at best, just because this division is mid all around. But I think that the improvements on defense and another year of Penix and stability where the coach actually stays again, I think that gets them over the hump over the Bucs and the Panthers, and obviously the Saints aren't much of a factor.
Yeah.
You put Panthers first?
Yeah, I can be crazy.
You don't have any reason behind it? What's the rationale?
Bryce Young to make a big boom. Tetaroa McMillan. McMillan.
Just call him Tet McMillan.
Tet McMillan. I think he's good. I think a lot of people going into the draft were like, they thought he would be he should be one of the first receivers drafted. But a lot of people thought the receivers would go late in the draft. So a lot of people thought they reached. But I like him. He's got Adam Thielen helping him with his routes. I mean, that's a great route running teacher. And then Xavier Legette, a little crazy, a little wild. But, hey, man, he's good. I think the receiving core is good.
Growing.
And then I'm just betting. I'm putting it all on Bryce Young stepping up a little bit, seeing what we saw in the second half of last season, and their defense, while not super great, pretty good overall. At least from like the 4 games I saw towards the end of the season last year.
Yeah, it's just tough.
And, yeah, I just got to be bold. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right at the end of the year, I could be like, I think
the Falcons are bold, but they're a little safer. I guess the only team that we should probably just mention, because we've both disrespected them this time, is the Bucs. They're good. Like, they're still going to be good. I just don't. They've been finishing with the same record each year too, that 9 to 10 wins. And I just think this time the other teams might finally have enough to kind of displace them for one season.
And I don't think both of their games against the Panthers this year will be like free wins. I think they'll have to fight for them.
And I thought drafting a receiver was weird too by them, but
hey man, maybe. Well, Thielen is probably his last year in Panthers. I think he has one more year left after this on contract. Yeah. But they might just cut him.
It's like you said, the Bucs have been winning it, but they've never. It's not like the Bills. It's never like clear. So I just think in my opinion, I just think the Falcons get better and they take their spot. That's all.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on to the NFC West. Please excuse that fire engine jumping by my house. I got the Cardinals at 4th, Seahawks 3rd, 49ers 2nd, and give me the Rams to finish on top of the division.
Honestly, man, this is the toughest one I've had to think about because I genuinely believe that the Cardinals should be a better team than what they were last year. And they were 8-9 last year. Like, they weren't even that bad. And I feel like they got better on paper with their additions. It makes it really tough. Seattle with Darnold, I don't know. So I think, dude, this division's horrible for me to pick. So these are very loose, very early picks because I don't know. So I'll go. I guess I'll go Cardinals 4 just off history, but I feel like they could be better than that. I'll go Seahawks 3rd, which maybe it's a little interesting, but it's a Sam Darnold experiment. We'll see. Niners 2nd, which you can argue is crazy, but they should be better. They should be healthier, mainly is kind of your big thing, and they've drafted a lot on defense to kind of replenish and replace where they missed. And then the Rams 1st just off consistency, I guess.
All right. We agree.
This one's so tough, dude. Because I agree very
tough.
loosely.
It's tough. I'm gonna keep mine quick and brief. Cardinals, while they're just super inconsistent. They're good and bad, good and bad.
Yeah.
I just think because of that, I can't see them being super great. And I think you have to be great to win this division because all the teams are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah.
Seahawks, I am hating Sam Darnold. Look, I believed in him last year. I wanted him, but it was pretty obvious. If that man is under any pressure, that man sees ghosts. And the Vikings O-line was good until their left tackle got hurt, and then we saw flashes of the ghost. That Seahawks O-line is way worse than the Vikings one. It's awful compared to the Vikings one, even before we got new additions. So I think you're just going to see ghosts all year. And to be honest, I wanted to put them 4th, but I think they'll just sneak by over the Cardinals. 49ers, look, what's their coach's name? Shanahan. Shanahan is consistent at one thing. Doing great, next year bad. Great, next year bad. Great, next year bad.
So just
last year was bad, so people will think, oh, they're going to be great. I think they'll be good. So that's why I think they'll be 2nd. Yeah, Rams, consistent. I love Sean McVay. Love Stafford. I love Devontae Adams. Hey, that's a triangle right there.
Adams, yeah. I forgot about Adams. But, yeah, they just draft well, too. Like, the Rams are filled with guys who are like
2 amazing D linemen
starting for them. Yeah. I will just the Cardinals, just to kind of remind some people, they added Josh Sweat to a big deal, and Dalvin Tomlinson and Calais Campbell up the middle. Mykal Walker in defense too, but they drafted Walter Nolan 1st overall. They added Will Johnson from Michigan, who only fell because of health concerns. So if he's healthy, he'll be a really good rookie corner. I just think, defense it's been their problem for like 5 years now, and they added a lot to that defense. So I still think they're a team to watch in terms of like maybe a sleeper team this year. But yeah, if you're right, if you're going off who you trust, you go Rams, Niners, Seahawks, then Cardinals. But this division to me is pretty wide open again.
Who knows? All right. Moving on to the NFC East. In the NFC East, I got the Cowboys at 4th, Giants at 3rd, Commanders at 2, and the Eagles at 1. No shockers there.
Okay. I mean, I don't know about the Cowboys at 4th if Dak plays the whole year. That seems kind of – listen, I don't like the Cowboys either, but I'm not doing that. Although I'm not giving them much better. So I'm going Giants 4th. It's the Giants. Russell Wilson isn't going to save them. A rookie Dark won't save them. Cowboys 3rd. It's tough. Like they'll be better regardless with healthy Dak, but obviously there's a lot of dysfunction in that team. And I just think the Commanders at 2nd and the Eagles at 1st, they're just better. They're really good teams. And so I think it plays out the same way it did last year. Giants fourth, Cowboys third, Commies second, Eagles first.
Yeah. The only reason I got the Cowboys in fourth is because their defense was already questionable.
He'll play.
And if they do lose Micah, I think he'll play, but I don't think he'll be trying his best. Just saying. So I'm just hating at the end of the day.
This is a rare year where the East will be good again. Like, it's not going to be they all finish like between 7-9 and 9-7. Like, the Eagles are a really good team and they don't show any signs of falling off. The Commanders have only added more pieces to a team that already went 12-5 last year and was in the conference championship. The Giants, bare minimum, they're improved from where they were last year, and they have like some legit pieces on that defensive side of the ball that makes it interesting. And then the Cowboys, we all know how we feel, but like when healthy, that's a pretty good offense, man. And they added George Pickens to that team, who, if he keeps his head on straight, him and CeeDee Lamb together, that's pretty tough to beat as well. It's an interesting division, but you got to have the Super Bowl champions first. And I feel like the Commanders earned enough to be second. So it just is what it is.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw a little lob to our friend Alex. Like, hey, man, you guys will finish third. Good job.
They'll be better than they were. They won't win just 3 games. They still won't.
Yeah. I get it. I just like to.
So now
I like to be a little wild. My division, NFC North. Look, I'm being a little bit of a homer, but I'm being a little bit realistic. I think the Bears will finish fourth, Packers third, Vikings second, and Lions 1.
So this might come off as more disrespectful to your team this time around, but I just can't do it again. I know Sam Darnold tricked us all last year. Anyone who picked them worse than second, but I just feel like the Packers they got to get better, right? They keep improving. I like their quarterback. They drafted a receiver in the first round for the first time in like ever. So, anyways, Bears fourth, because I'll believe it when I see it with them. Vikings third. I'm sorry. Packers second. Lions first until proven otherwise yet again. But this really does feel like you could have 3 playoff teams again. So we can discuss now. You won't like me put him third. So
we'll start with the 2 obvious ones off the bat. Lions first. Look, they were really good last year. The only reason that they really didn't go farther in the playoffs, or the reason they got demolished by the Commanders, because their defense got hurt horribly. But to be fair, in this preseason, they've lost a good amount of people already. And right now, it's just linebackers. But once the edge rushers start getting hurt, or their corners, like, hey man, like whoa, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
Look, I wish him well. I don't want players to get hurt and retire from being hurt or whatever. But that leg injury was bad. And in the couple clips I've seen of him, like, training, he's got a weird limp and he's running a little awkward. Now,
wishful thinking.
That's what time, he'll get a little better. But, like, if that leg is messed up, like, bro, take your time. Your team will be fine without you. Like, chill.
This is another it's a volatile division, man. Like, a lot could happen. The Lions, like I said, it's just based off pedigree. I really like Dan Campbell. I really like Jared Goff. That offense is still really good with Gibbs and Amon-Ra and all that. It's just their biggest question mark to me is the fact that you switched both coordinators. Like, that's a real thing. That's a real question mark. We just won't know till they're playing. So I could see them go – they could be first or third, in my opinion. I wouldn't be shocked. Same with the Packers. Like, they're a team who they keep being very streaky is what I'd say. Like, they finish with like 6 wins, and then you're like, oh. So it's like they have to put it together. And the Bears, I don't know, man. On paper, they should be better than a 5-win team. It's just you don't know till you know. Like, it either happens or it doesn't. So for now, you have the least amount of trust in the Bears. That's why they have to be fourth. And then with the Vikings, I mean, they've proven multiple times they can have really, really good years without you expecting that, especially based on who the quarterbacks are. But to me, it's your first year. He's playing his first year. I didn't believe in him that much to begin with. Now, listen, that could be some Michigan bias, but he was a game manager in college. I'm sorry, he just was. Like, he's not like, his numbers don't flash at you. Like, he wasn't some crazy quarterback, or at the very least, they never asked him to be. So it's tough to tell what he will be for certainly in year one. And so that's why I just have the Vikings third. But like I said, the only one I feel pretty confident about is Bears 4. The rest, it wouldn't shock me at all what order they finish in.
But wait, the Bears at 4th, but they have the best situation for a rookie quarterback. What wasn't, and they're the offseason champs 3 years in a row.
Yeah, they should have done better. That's why they're 4th, just because they don't live up to what, like, on paper they're pretty good.
Should be.
Like, I still think they'll be better than 5 and 12.
I think Eberflus was the biggest reason why they were bad. But Ben Johnson.
Oh, that's another.
Man, he got hired as their head coach, so I think their offense will be better. But that defense wasn't great either.
It's also a first-year coach against 3 established coaches, which is another,
Yeah, and I got the Packers. Like I said, the one I'm 100% confident is Bears last. Like, they could be last with 8 wins, to be honest, but I think they'll be last. The Packers, I got them third because they're too streaky. And they already have 2 wide receivers they look like they're out for the season. That's already tough. Now, it wasn't any of their good ones, but to be fair, their wide receiver 1 last year only had like 200 more yards than the wide receiver 3. Like, it's not like they have a guy there. Now they might with Golden, but you're asking a lot with a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is consistent. It's good. But
running back
it could also be picked apart pretty easy. They lost to the Bears last year, bro. The Bears! One of their 5 wins is against the Packers.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I feel like
the Vikings, I have them second. But like I said, the whole thing is if JJ McCarthy can just be good. Like, he doesn't have to be MVP. He doesn't have to be a Pro Bowler. He just has to be good. If he can be good, then this team can go far.
Is that I've just realized that the NFC is a lot less cut and dry than the AFC is. Like, I feel like I had a way easier time picking the AFC finishes. Like, man, the East, the West especially, the North especially, like, all these NFC divisions could really go a lot of different ways that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, to finish it up and be real quick, I just have a lot of faith in the Vikings, obviously, because even if McCarthy is inconsistent, the defense alone is good enough to get them at least around 500, and the offense just has to be good enough to take them a little bit more. Now, I'm not going through the schedule. I just think the Vikings will finish with 11 to 12 wins, and that might be good enough. I think that'll be good enough for a wild card. And if the Lions do struggle with injuries like last year, or they struggle with 2 different coordinators and, just growing pains, then maybe you could be first. I'm just trying to be a little realistic like you were. But yeah, like the Vikings offense, it's insane when you look at it on paper. Aaron Jones, he's just consistently good. Jordan Mason was great when he was put in after McCaffrey got hurt. McCaffrey. Oh, it is McCaffrey.
Aaron Jones.
Sorry. Yeah. The receivers, Justin Jefferson. If you don't think he's the best in the league, he's at least second behind Jamar. But I think he's number 1. But
Jamar sucks.
Yeah. Jordan Addison has been great when he's been asked to be the guy. He's always on the cusp of 1,000. He needs to chill out a little bit in the offseason. TJ Hawkinson. I thought I said JT. That's why I struggled. No, okay. TJ Hawkinson is one of the best tight ends in the league when he's healthy. Last year he was coming off an injury, and he was all right. Now he didn't get a touchdown, but once he started rolling, he was getting them yards. And like I said, the only question mark is the quarterback, and that's the most important one. But I think by week 5, I'll for sure know how I feel. Going off those 2 back-to-back London or UK games, because I think one's in Ireland. That's when I'll be like, okay, just JJ might have it. He might be enough, or he's like, oh, it's looking a little rough. But I'm always going to believe in my team.
Yeah. No reason not to. I just said this. The NFC is just really volatile, man. Like I feel like a lot of teams that underperformed, you could reasonably expect should be optimism for them, and then it's the same. Like you just don't know who's going to rise and who's going to fall. Like a lot of teams did enough to where I believe they should be better, but obviously it won't be the case for all of them. So we'll see.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. A little longer than what we're going to go for. You guys should be seeing more consistent videos, but they might not all be super long. They might all be about one subject where we just rant. There might be a couple little things we rant about. But this is episode 1 of season 2. Still the same name of the show, the P&J show. Hope you guys enjoy it. By the way, quick plug. Preston did a great video talking about the UFC going to Paramount Plus and why it's a big W for fans. Great watch.
All that stuff.
Go check it out.
Yeah, and I'll be trying to upload more consistently again as well on my personal channel. So you can check both sources all the time for any sports content you need.
Yeah, we think it's because we're on the free version of StreamYard where there's a couple of these weird little like word pauses for a second. But we'll be moving the show to Zoom, and hopefully it'll fix everything. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See you all next time.